please, and Stand by Nicoletta. Episode 27, and Nicoletta, go. Welcome back. Still no news on that, right? So I don't think Claire Pearly Nipple Tassels of Beckenham has caught up with us yet, because she's been messaging me, so I've just cleansing up, put it on my neck, but you can't see it. So she has been messaging me, right? But she hasn't mentioned her mum's trolley yet. So I don't know whether she's seen it yet. Otherwise, surely to God, she'd tell us what this is about. Going to move that there? No, I'm not. I'm going to move it out of the way because it's so big and I'm getting lots of pieces together. So she's going to have to go on that pile there. So how are you all? I hope I didn't do one yesterday because I had some bad news yesterday, and I didn't think it was a good time to start discussing things. I just had I had a day off basically, but all good today, and yes, good. Right, okay. So since I spoke to you, obviously we had a Silver Jubilee episode. That was great. Got a couple of new subscribers. Even more exciting. I wouldn't say I'm viral yet. I think very far from viral, but who cares? It's making the people that we love laugh, and until that stops, I'm going to keep going. I'm also getting the jigsaw together, so I'd quite like you, I don't know if you can see it properly. You might have to zoom in. It's here. Can you see it? I'll push it up a bit because I set the camera up tonight, and as you can see, it's not as good as when Freddie does it, but Fred's studying really hard, and yeah, I feel like I can't even ask him now to set up the camera because he's working so bloody hard. And even me now setting the camera up is a bit embarrassing, you know, asking him. So I've stopped that for a little bit. Fortunately, his studies finish in a couple of weeks, and I can abuse his sonliness then. Oh, it goes up there. Right, okay. So for those who've not been catching up, we've added both of the boxes, all the jigsaws here, all of it now, even though fiancé Zoe in Devon and my mother-in-law have given me top tips, and the fact I don't have enough space, I know, but I'm going to get there. And I've got all my words over here, look, words here, they're all coming together, she says, desperately trying to make it look like it's working. Red here, green here, yellow there, we're getting there. Okay, meanwhile, emails. So my mother-in-law Jane has messaged, because hopefully you've listened to understand that my mother-in-law was caught naked in the back garden a couple of weeks ago, and the Iceland man dropped his aubergines but then delivered a box of Twister ice creams round as a sort of, I'd say it was more of a thank you than an apology. Anyway, she thinks this is an absolute result, Jane does, that this has happened. So she's doing all she can. Hi. She's doing all.
To get the raspberries.
I'm trying to right. Don't move that camera because I've just spent. Carefully move those. Carefully move. No, don't get them out yet. Oh, they have to be defrosted.
They have to be defrosted.
Okay. Right, hang on. I'll come this way. I've just got to move my Miffies. Hang on. They're on the freezer. Right.
Just need one pack.
Oh, just one. I think. Right. How many do you need?
100 grams.
Great. We're making Freddie's birthday cake. We'll finish this. It's his birthday tomorrow. Thanks, babes. Anyway, so where was I? So anyway, so she would now like, she wants Iceland do these amazing viennettas on a stick. If you haven't ever had a viennetta on a stick, you have to go to Iceland tomorrow, right? And no, I haven't ticked the box. This is product placement. I'm just telling you. I'm not placing it. I haven't been paid to say it. They're just cocking delicious. And for those Australians who don't know what a viennetta is, well, you should. And I want you to Google it. And if you think a Tim Tam even matches up to a viennetta, you're all crazy fools, because they don't. A viennetta on the stick. So my mother-in-law is so desperate to have a free box of those that she messaged me to tell me that she's going to wear, because last time she was caught topless, so she's got to up her game. So she's decided to wear her Damart, or Daymart, depending how posh you are, vest, but she's made it peephole. She's cut two enormous, and I'm saying that in a good way, enormous holes in her vest that she normally wears for winter, and in a kind of teasing way, she's cut these two holes and she's going to lie in the garden. She knows when the delivery is. She's booked the delivery slot. She's going to get on her deck chair, recline, boom, wait for him. And so I think, well, she's told me she's hoping for Viennettas on a stick, little mini ones, miniatures. And I think you'll all be doing that once you taste them. But I think that's really sweet that you messaged me to tell me that, Jane, so thank you for that info. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Right, I've got 2 more emails here. We've got Commodore, obviously. Commodore messaged me, and I would have done it yesterday if I'd done one, but I didn't. Okay, here we go. Dearest darling Julia, I have a quick question. I am a slave to social media, totally addicted. Every day I keep in touch with friends, family and catch up on the news and current affairs through it. My favourite networking sites are Facebook. My mum would call it the Facebook, so I think you should get more formal. The Facebook, Twitter, Grindr, MySpace, TikTok, We Buy Any Car, Friends Reunited, Go Compare and Instagram. Which social media platforms do you use? Thanks, the Commodore. I don't know. I'm not on Facebook because I found myself... I'm not on Facebook. I was. For many reasons I'm not on it. One, I can't remember my details to get in, so I just gave up. But also, another reason I came off it was because I once posted this very moving article in the Independent about the horrors of being a child in Palestine. Right, it was horrific, horrendous. And I posted it. It was very moving. I wanted people to read it, and it was my first ever real political statement on there. Right, and I wasn't very good, although I'm very good at chatting, I'm not very good at sort of, I don't know, I can't explain it, I wasn't very good on it. Anyway, so I posted that and I got 7 likes, okay, 7 likes on that. Anyway, I changed my fringe, I posted a picture of my fringe, or I changed my profile picture showing my new fringe, 450 likes. So therefore I thought, I'm a bit rubbish at this, and yeah, and I decided to come off it just because of that. And I thought, this is daft. And also, I didn't like there's those people on there who sort of write, having a bad day, ... right? And then everybody goes, oh, what's wrong? And then they don't reply. So I was just like, well, either tell us what's going on and we can help you, whoever we are, or don't post it. I didn't understand. I didn't like the wanton sort of, feel sorry for me, but I can't tell you. No, either tell me or don't. So, no, I don't do Facebook. I do Instagram and I do overpost, but I haven't done it for ages. I got exhausted with myself doing it, so I'm moving all around the puzzle because I'm finding all these bits. I got a bit exhausted with it. I do overpost because I have to do the right grammar. I have to do the right grammar first of all, and also I can't just say something in... That's why I've never really done Twitter. I think I signed up and then I realised you had to say everything in like 135 characters. I can't do it. I can't say anything in that short amount of time. So I didn't really bother with that. And then Instagram, I really did enjoy it. It's one, because you can look through people's photographs and you can just enjoy them or not, or just... So I didn't mind that one. But I ran out of steam with it. So the only thing I'm doing now is this. And... yeah, that's it. So no, I don't bother with it, but I love the fact that if you know the Commodore, you'll know that he's been ironic. And actually, I keep nearly singing things today. And Hilary from Canada and Liz, where's Liz's picture? Oh, she's on the floor. The Merrill Utility Show, you can see that Liz from Brighton, Hilary and I did a job in Sweden. And it was really good fun. But there was one of the producers there, and I won't say the name, and it's really hard to not say the name because she sang everything, but she's really, really funny. But she used to sing our names. So she'd go, Liz, Hilary, Jew, are you ready to start? And we thought this was mental and really funny, and thinking, oh, that's curious. But anyway, once you start singing everything, you can't stop doing it. And at the end of the job, so she'd say, we're standing by, are you? And you'd go, yes, I am. It's so weird. I know it sounds weird even as I'm saying it, and it's probably not even as funny, but maybe we were drunk on Swedish life. However, we kept doing it afterwards, but at the end of the job, she said to us, and I'm going to have to tell you what she said first because I sing it and you won't hear. She said, I'm loving your work, McSisters. That's a really funny phrase. And she said, girls, I'm loving your work, McSisters. Right, to this day, it's a bit of a catchphrase. I don't know what it means, but it's cocking funny. Oh, black and white bit, come on. Oh, I hope you can see, yeah, just another bit. That's coming on. That little shop down here is coming on. So yeah, I don't know how I got there. I don't know how I ended up telling you that. Anyway, right, another one from the Commodore. Dearest, darling Julia, I have a quick question. It did not take much effort for the gorgeous Philip of Sussex to persuade you to potentially provide a home for a Russian rescue dog. You currently have your eye on an abandoned British dog. Shush, shush, don't tell anyone that. Well, don't tell Matt that, you'll know. Do you think you have the propensity for adopting life's waifs and strays, be they animal or human? I'm thinking of our friend in South London, Plumstead Way. He can be feral at times. Thanks. Yes, I do. He can be feral. That's what I like. Yes, I think I would. I wish that had we had a bigger house and all sorts. I'd like to adopt it. Really, I like all of that. So yes, I do. And you're correct. Plumstead is feral, but he's very good at delivering gin to women down the road. Right, next. Okay, so I've got an email from John of the Shires of Cambridge. Shires, Cambridge, Marie is crocheting in the corner. Yeah. He doesn't think he's posh, but he is. And I'll tell you how posh he is, because when he had a window cleaner around years ago, John of the Shires, he adopts quite a voice with tradesmen. So, pretty posh. Thinks he isn't. He is. It's from Chipping On Girl. But when he was speaking to the window cleaner years ago, he said to the window cleaner, so he talks pretty posh, right? And then he said to the window cleaner, and you'll be laughing because you know that this is true, John. He said, do you want a bluey or a brownie? And the window cleaner went, what? And it was, of course, it was a Cambridgeshire, very posh window cleaner, right? He said, yeah, do you want a bluey or a brownie? And I said, I'm so sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. He went, oh, do you want a £5 or a £10 note? So he started talking in this weird Cambridgeshire slang, of which the window cleaner just literally didn't understand. But Matt does that as well. He adopts depending where he is, if he's in Screwfix or if he's, working in a posh person's house doing carpentry. The accent can roam around. It literally roams around, and you can get any accent that these boys deem fit for your status. So window cleaner got all right, literally like Dick Van Dyke speaking to him, and I just love the fact the window cleaner. Sorry, he sort of needed subtitles. And talking of subtitles, actually, my mother-in-law uses the YouTube subtitle facility, and which I didn't even know was a thing. But she said it's absolutely hilarious what it translates. I am saying, because sometimes I speak quite fast, apparently, and the translator apparently is translating probably more hilarious things than I'm saying. So that might be worth a listen sometime. That's bloody clever though, isn't it? That it can translate anything that I'm saying. I wonder if it gets rid of my potty mouth. Who knows? Right. So this is from the Shires, and depending who he's speaking, you might never hear this voice because you might just not be posh enough. Okay, so he doesn't do what the Commodore does. He doesn't even say hello. He booms it straight in. Today's update, because yesterday he sat on a cockchafer, or the day before, he sat on this. That's cockchafer. So he sent me that. He's fine. He's enjoying this now. Today's update on the flora and fauna of Britain from the Shires. This ugly fucker I'm going to just get rid of. I'll read it first, then I'll show you the picture. This ugly fucker turned up, growing like a total bastard in the middle of our compost heap. You see, he knows that I'm from the South End area, so he's dumped his language straight down to swearing like a potty. I did the necessary Google lens, because I didn't know that was a thing. You can put the Google lens on and it shows you what the plant is, and discovered that it's actually the roast beef plant. Actually is, no kidding, also known as a stinking Gladwin. If you brush past the git, it gives off a smell of redolent, of which I imagine the chamois in Matt's cycling shorts smells like. Vile, you're welcome. Right, hang on, let's just turn this over because there's some email addresses on. There we go. See that? That's a stinking Gladwin. And apparently that smells like Matt's cycling shorts. And that is in the Shires garden. Thank you very much. Pigeon on the roof. Pigeon on the roof. Can you hear it? Oh, it stopped now. Bloody stopped. Now, good news. So, Laura of Brighton, who has the clip briefcase, stage management pencil skirt. Her mum's still got the pencil skirt. I bought some cress the other day, and I really love egg and cress sandwiches because it's so old school, and I haven't had it for ages. So I bought it, and I've eaten it, and it's delicious. It keeps growing. And it just reminded me that when Laura, click briefcase, stage management professional, she was at a theatre, I won't say the theatre, but the person she worked for was abhorrent. And when she left, she did a brilliant job there, and when she left, she sprinkled cress seeds, I still love this, cress seeds all over the floor of the office, knowing that the theatre was going to be dark, as in, that's a technical term for those, basically not being used for a long time. So when the person who was abhorrent came back, the whole of the office was covered in cress. And I think I enjoy my cress sandwiches more for knowing that Laura from Brighton did that. And if you met Laura from Brighton, you wouldn't think she was that kind of renegade rock and roll person. You'd go, but she's got a briefcase with with compartments. She's a proper stage manager. She wouldn't be so bold. Oh yeah, she can throw cress seeds around, so watch out. If you've ever come home into your office and seen that, you must have upset her. So, I mean, maybe you know who you are. But isn't that a great thing? You just sprinkle it lightly with water and the cress seeds will cometh. And that's what she did. I love that. But it just reminded me today when I was having my egg mayonnaise and cress sandwich. Right, so I put Philippa, who's in touch with the Commodore, the slightly, Philippa. She's an absolute hottie. Anyway, I put her in touch with Marie of the Shires, who lives with that stinking Gladwin, the bush, obviously, not John. Although, and because Philippa's a big crocheter as well. Okay, she wrote to me and said, I crochet a lot. I nearly dropped a stitch the other day. She nearly did. She's so professional, she didn't know. Nearly dropped a stitch hearing her name mentioned. So I've put her in touch with Marie because Marie is doing so much crocheting, and Steve in Australia has asked for a pair of crocheted underpants because we mentioned them so much and he fancies a pair, but we had to give him extra support. But because Marie's a vegetarian, she can't handle sewing Steve's extra support. So we've got Philippa in, and Philippa is absolutely up for that. So Philippa is absolutely doing all the extra support in the crocheted underpants. Now, is this camera getting very low?
Yes.
Is it moving? Don't wobble the table.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is moving.
Is it really low?
Yes.
How low is it?
What?
Oh no, that's hilarious. Hang on. It's... Oh, you're really... Shall I tell you what's hilarious? I haven't tightened it up. See, this is... We'll see how that goes. It's gradually moving, and I do apologise. That's really funny. As you can see, the production values are still as great. And I think at very early doors, Zoballs of Devon, fiancée Zoe, said to me, never make it more professional than this. No, never get it more professional. Don't ever make it good. And I think I'm following that mantra brilliantly, because you've just watched this camera gradually slip down the table. Anyway, so God knows what you've seen there. Right. Steve in Australia has messaged me. You know, the one who's got a shag's tooth because he wrestled a shag, and he loves Rick Waite. Oh, I still haven't done that. I still haven't written to Rick Waiteman. Anyway, he's messaged to say that yesterday he wore his purple knickerbockers. They're very shiny. Purple knickerbockers with his Hungarian embroidered shirt, because he wants to find Ági with a hard G. Ági. She's Hungarian. She does a lot of Hungarian national dancing, traditional dancing. And she lives in Sydney. So so he wore it around Sydney. So Ági, I don't know whether you found him. I bloody hope you do. you look out for him. But I don't know what the purple shirt. I think it's just your favourite, Steve, isn't it? Yeah, so that's pleasing. But I've seen that purple shirt. It's very shiny and it looks particularly flammable. But I have to say the new internet teeth are really working. I wasn't sure, but I think they look like they've settled in a bit. They're a bit blingy, but I think they've settled in. So that's a tick for the internet. Right, so Matt's hair, my Matt's hair is quite long now, isn't it, Beth?
Yes.
And yes, and yeah, he's actually got a bit of a wave in it. Like I think I mentioned it. It looks like it's hot brushed, but it's even longer now. And he was going to shave it off because I am very close to shaving my own head. It's doing my head in. But he was going to do it, but then he realised he was going to a nice posh client to see if they could do, social distancing in the house and stuff. And he was quite keen that this client saw his hair before. He wanted the client to see his hair before he made such a rash decision. Anyway, the client absolutely went mad for his hair. Oh God! And he's a bit brush. Amazing. It looks amazing. So anyway, there he goes. Matt's not shaving that head now. Not because we don't want him to, because one of his clients in London does. Loves it. So that's nice, isn't it? And I mean, my dad, when he was growing his hair, turned out he'd been having an affair with about 40 women. I just don't think Matt could be bothered to sleep for 8:30. So I don't think I've got that concern. But I think he's quite liking the freedom. Right, next. Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that's sending pictures of finished jigsaws in that they've done. It's really kind of you to send in jigsaws that you have finished. And what I have to tell you is not one of them looked like a 5,000 piecer, right? So yeah, you're very clever doing 1,000 pieces. Bring it on with the 5,000.
That bit doesn't go there, doesn't it?
No. And so Nanny today, she rang up. She goes, I'm going for a flat walk with Dennis today. So
oh, sorry, Binks.
you just put the jigsaw box on, Binky.
Yes.
Brilliant. So she went for a flat walk, but we're not sure what a flat walk entails. A flat walk, I suppose, because we took her through the woods the other day. It wasn't exactly off road because it's so dry. Anyway, she's gone for a flat walk. And I said I'd tell everybody because I know that people like to know what she's up to. She's got another click and collect coming, so she'll have a plethora of her, a Waitrose one, obviously. She's now sitting up all hours to get a Waitrose slot just so that I don't go to Morrison's for her. So she's got that coming.
Well, we did go to Morrison's for her yesterday.
We did, and you got her 10 Starbucks. How many did you get her?
6.
6 Starbucks. Those cold latte. So she's now officially off her face because she can't resist them, and she drinks them like back to back, doesn't she? She thinks she's going to save them, and then it turns out she goes, "Oh, that's another one," off her face.
Right, this. I don't know where this
Matt,
goes.
I'm just seeing if the camera is now creeping down. Hang on. So what? Oh, I can't enter the passcode. This isn't how real professionals work, right? Is it? This isn't how real. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. I tell you what, Darren, Fringe and Fringe in Australia, if he found it difficult with the casserole dish and the fisheye, he's going to be absolutely gagging with nausea at this episode. Anyway, what was I say? Matt of Croydon, with a beautiful face, a beautiful smile, just a beautiful everything, because he's just such. He's one of life's. We love him, and he's one of life's beautiful people. He has become such a hit running around Croydon because he's a really good runner. That he's having an interview, and because he's become known, and he's people are now finding him and sort of taking pictures of him. He's actually having an interview in the Croydon Echo, and he's going to go. He's going to have double spread. He said, full page spread. Sorry, but maybe I was listening to some other part of his life. So that's exciting. He's been so recognised in the Croydon area that he's having a photograph, have a photo shoot, obviously from quite a big distance away. But big interview about his life. How exciting,
Mum.
Sorry.
Do you mind if I start doing the things?
The things.
Like, I've got all the prep done.
Oh, this is for the cake?
Yes.
Yeah?
But do you mind if I start?
Oh, I see.
Just because
What, you bored of the jigsaw?
No, because your husband's getting quite bored of all the ingredients on the side.
Go, I'll meet you there. I won't be long. I will be 5 minutes actually.
Okay.
Do it to the letter.
Will do.
Gorgeous. Luke from Epsom has been in touch. He's young, he wants a good career, he's good, and he cleans my glasses on at the event he came out on. My glasses are always filthy because I've got one pair. Because I get losing them, I've had prescription glasses with sunglasses which are also reactor-light. Like I used to laugh at people with reactor-light glasses thinking, oh, that is so old. Got them. I'm wearing them all the time. Can't stop. Because I lost so many, these are just, they stay on my face from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed because then I don't lose them. So yeah, so he has messaged as soon as lockdown. Well, actually, I think from Monday he might be able to come and just I don't care. I don't need to see him or chat to him. I just want to clean my glasses. And I was talking today. We were talking to some students, some stage management students, and they were talking about opera a lot. And I was reminded of when I worked at an opera house. I worked at a few, but I worked in one particular one, and I was doing the show on Onegin. And anyway, in Onegin, there's a particular part that's really, the crotches go, blah, 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 they're actually hundreds and hundreds at the end. And it was the open dress, which means it's a dress rehearsal, but it has an audience, okay? Just invited audience. They don't pay anything to see it. So it wasn't like first night or anything. I'm trying to get myself out of the horror that I'm about to tell you, to try and make it sound a little bit better. Anyway, so all these crotches, la 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 la, huge, goes ramps up. The orchestra going nuts, right? I'm chatting as I'm calling the show, you know, chatting. Anyway, I suddenly look back at the book and I suddenly go, oh my God, the score looks exactly the same as when I don't know where I am, basically. I do not know where I am. The music sounded to me like it was coming to the end. And there's a singer on stage and he's, you know, singing away. And then he goes down on his knees and I think, oh Christ, so I go to the end, I think, right, that's it, I've got to bring the curtain in. So I say, stand by for the tabs, which is the curtain. And tabs go. And the tabs come in beautifully and this orchestral piece of music is going, la, you know, this curtain lands on the end of that minute. I was so pleased with it. And then I looked on stage and the opera singer, who he adored, he was so funny, but he looked at me and he was behind the curtain at this point, only me looking at him because the audience is the other side of the curtain. And he's got one more note that I forgot about and he sings it on his knees with his arms out, and he sings this almighty note to me because I'd shut the curtain on him. And I remember it so much, and I was talking to all the students to try and inspire them, you know, for their futures, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I remember that so clearly. Imagine. Anyway, oh how we laughed. Fortunately it wasn't first night. Yeah, so another excellent example of my excellent jobbing skills. Anyway, listen, I've got to go and make Fred's birthday cake, and although it doesn't look like I'm doing much, and how would you know, because the camera's now facing my garden, we are very slowly eking our way there. And I love you all very much, and I don't know if you can definitely see my hands because you can probably see my fingerprints, it's so close. But lots and lots of love to you, and I will see you in episode 28. Bye.